Okay, let's do some chatting in my caddy. I am getting my Cadillac Lyriq electric car charged right now, so I figured I would check in with everyone and do a quick update. I've had several family members, a bunch of friends, reach out to me and ask me about the lawsuits that are going on now in the real estate industry. So if you're not aware, or if you are, I'd love to give you some more clarification on what's actually going on. Like the news and media always does, there's plenty of false narrative out there, plenty of clickbait, plenty of sensationalizing what's going on in the in anything that's happening in the news, right? So what's happening has been for the past few months, may even be close to a year now. It was sometime last year. Lawsuits started a class action lawsuit started against real estate brokerages for charging commissions that a homeowner was required to pay for representation of a buyer's agent in the transaction of selling their home. So for many years now, the MLS boards have had the rule that in order to have your home for sale on the MLS, the multiple listing service, you must pay a buyer agent compensation. So you pay your listing agent who's listing your house for you and helping represent you on that side of the transaction. And then you also offer compensation to a buyer's agent for them bringing in a buyer and assisting with that side of the transaction. Now, the rule has been that there is a mandatory compensation, but there has never been a minimum, a maximum. There's never been an amount. It's never been enforced by realtor boards or MLSs. Perhaps it was enforced by, and miscommunicated by actual agents, but it's been a minimum compensation. So really you could pay $1 to a buyer's agent and have your house on the MLS. That has never been in the best interest of a home seller. So us realtors have pushed to make more money ourselves, and of course to pay more money to the other agent, because that's the best way to get your house in front of the most buyers and to get the most people working for you. So that compensation that gets paid, it's for people to work for you. A listing agent on one side, a buyer's agent on the other side, they're both working for you for the common goal of getting your home sold, which is your goal as well. So it's always been in sellers' best interest to compensate both sides on the transactions and have professionals working for them in order to accomplish the goal of selling their home. The lawsuit is a class action lawsuit, so think of that what you will. Think of those attorneys as you will. Everyone has their own opinion, but it basically is a very big money grab right now. And instead of going to court and trying to challenge this, because it could have very substantial outcomes if any of these brokerages or associations were to lose one of these suits, it would have very big implication for all of us real estate agents. So most are deciding to settle, even though there's no proof that any of these organizations themselves pushed to have a higher commission or even set any rules that 3% is the regular commission. It has been the norm for many, many years to pay 3%, but it's never been a rule. And there's plenty of agents who charge more and less than that. And there's always been options to put your house on the MLS for a flat fee. There's always been very inexpensive options to have your house on the MLS, pay only a buyer's agent and not the listing agent side. So that's always been an option around for a very long time now. So consumers have always had options, but attorneys saw an opening for a class action suit and they've taken it, and pretty much everyone is settling rather than going to court. We were under the impression as members of the National Association of Realtors that we were not going to settle. We were going to fight this, but the association decided otherwise and has offered a settlement statement. So nothing is even official yet. So if you're seeing stuff that you now don't have to do this or you do have to do that, none of it is official yet. A settlement was proposed. So we have a proposed settlement from the National Association of Realtors, but of course it has to be approved by a judge. And if it does get approved as is, then starting in July, then there will be no offers of buyer agent compensation on the MLS. That has not been approved yet. The judge may make other changes to it. The judge may agree, not agree, but right now the proposed settlement is to have buyer agent compensation completely removed from the MLS and that not even be an option the way that it is now. If it's an option some other way, that may be a possibility, Personally, I don't believe that's in the best interest of the consumer, of the home seller. I think offering the compensation has worked for us. It's made it easier for buyers because this is going to really limit, especially lower income buyers where the price is just so tight and they have enough money to afford a house, but they really don't have enough money to pay for representation, which then means they're either going to represent themselves and take on a lot of liability, or they're going to use the listing agent that's already there, and that listing agent is going to be essentially working for free, and you just usually don't get the best representation when you are not paying for it. It's just kind of how it is in life. So in my opinion, it's not the best thing, but I see how it does make sense to consumers, right? You pay your agent, I pay my agent. Why should I have to pay your agent? I understand how that mentality and that thought process goes. I've heard it plenty of times when I'm sitting at a table filling out a listing agreement with a homeowner where they're like, well, why do I have to pay the other agent? I'm like, well, it's in your best interest because they're going to be helping us bring more buyers. They're going to be promoting this also. And it's just more people working for you to get your house sold. So we'll see what happens in the next few months. We'll see what happens with the approval of this. The settlement money is quite a big chunk of change. I think it's around $140 million that the National Association of Realtors is going to be paying towards the settlement. So that does come out of realtors like myself's money dues that we pay every month. So there may be a lot of different changes for how us agents are joining or not joining the realtor associations. So we'll see how it goes. If you guys have any questions, if you need more clarification on this, please reach out anytime. I really appreciate those of you that reached out to me directly instead of just falling for all the news out there and ask for clarification. So hope this sums things up for you guys a little bit and lets you know what's going on, and I will keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching my chatting in my caddy. Please make sure to comment below on this and let me know your thoughts. Thanks.